What's up, YouTube? Mr. Legacy here, and today we're continuing the Hell-guided playthrough for the Javazon. Lightning Javazon. She's been having a good time. Let's go ahead and jump in, talk a little bit about the character, and then get rolling. So, here are her current stats and skills. You can see just enough stats really to wear some basic gear, and then the rest in vitality. If you do want to go into more of a max block, you can, or like 50% block chance. That is also something that you can do. For skills, we're max charge strike and lightning fury, and then jamming into the synergy lightning strike now. For passive and magic, pretty much just all the same, but we do have 5 points in pierce. Gear wise, I need to upgrade these, but we do have some jab and spear skills just right there, which isn't too bad. We've got lore for 1 to all skills, little light res, energy, some mana after each kill. Nothing really on the amulet, but I'll take some basic energy for now. Rhyme shield, cannot be frozen, all res, a little bit of magic find. Peace, chance for Valkyrie, 2 to Amazon skills, always just really nice. 20 IAS gloves that I shopped. I can definitely spend a little time shopping for like +2 to jab and spear skills, or 2 20s if I want there, depending what breakpoints I'm at and everything. 48 mana ring. Again, my jewelry's pretty bad. Tal Rashas, some nice decks and mana right there. Fire res on this. 40 fast run walks for the speed. A little bit of poison cold, and then res life. So that is our current setup. We are heading into Hell. Before I go to Hell, I do believe I have a leg. And we can do 1 Nightmare Cows. I also, of course, have a lower res wand and a teleport staff. And hey, 28 light res, 9 energy. That works for me. I'm happy I came back here to do that. Let's move that out, and let's make the cows. We'll go ahead and go to players 8. Now, this is a cow killer. She does pretty well in the cows because, again, this character does really well when you can group up mass amounts of mobs together. And what better place to do that than the cows? So, really nice right here. And there's a lot of good stuff that we can find within. We can get lots of runes, gems, charms, jewels, all sorts of stuff. Maybe find, you know, a new amulet or something in here. Lots of goodies. You can shop for 2 20s. You can shop for 3 20s. I don't know. I might be a high enough level now at 67, honestly.
It's
to shop for 3 20s. Let's continue putting points into strike. So I won't be killing the king here, even with lower resist. I'm not sure I'd be able to. But that is the other thing, like I'm not going to teleport around here, so I can always low resist these guys. And then they'll die even faster than they already were dying, but obviously, like, we kill them pretty quickly regardless, so let's see. Yeah, we can't break his immunity, which is totally fine. We will just kill some of the other stuff. Hey, Saigon chill. And again, the main point is trying to just focus on killing mass groups, not always needing to kill every single thing.
It's locked.
320s take like an hour and a half. On average, 320s take about like 8 hours to shop. Though I did gamble a pair, didn't I? On my paladin once. So I would imagine if I did that, then I'd be able to get it pretty soon, if not by now. Because that's a pretty insane gamble. So, yeah, I mean, this is, like I say, this is like her jam in here. Feel free to run the cows multiple times. Very easy leveling and just so many goodies to be had. And if I can find another set of maiden javelins or something, we'll try and keep our eyes out for that. Then we can imbue those and see if we roll something a little better. Again, you can just kind of gather all the cows together. And then just throw. And there's a lot of experience, a lot of stuff to be had. And yeah, this is her spot. Like, she's been great on this whole playthrough, but this is where she really does shine. So, and then just gets even better once you get, you know, eventually your Infinity Mercenary and stuff like that. It's pretty wild. Groups gather. And we'll just do a little bit. There's another soul rune. Chests are good. There's tons of chests around. A lot of times those will have nice runes and everything within. Another Saigon shield. 2 for 1.
I need a key.
That's pretty wild. And another soul rune. And I mean, you'll be able to find even better than soul. Like, yes, we found soul dull here, but like, you'll find a ko, you'll find a pole, you'll find, you know, like a variety of decent runes without too much effort. So I don't have crazy needs right now for some like different bases there with that, but and different runes. I feel pretty good about where my character's at with that, but if I did, this would be a great place to go for. And then of course eventually hell as well when we get there. So let's go ahead and just take it to hell. We've gained already a couple levels there. 21 poison res. I wish poison res was a little bit more desired. 3 fire skills. Unfortunate. This is a pretty sweet amulet, though. 18 dex, 57 mana, and 31 fire res. So even though it does have shadow disciplines, like obviously it's better than 18 energy, but that's actually 3 decently useful mods. The dexterity is going to give us 8% more block chance overall, plus can allow us to use some gear if I want to drop some dex later. 57 mana, of course, just helpful for getting mana for throwing, and then 31 fire res is a lot of fire res. So I actually really loved that. That was a nice pickup. And we'll go ahead and go more vitality. We can still be players 8 here. Another point in lightning fury. And we'll move on. We'll move out. Now, one thing to note is you can do the den on this character. The only thing you have to be careful of is like if corpse fire is lightning enchanted. So sometimes it benefits you to just run to the end there and see. So that can be one thing. It's just like sometimes, yeah, if you're not clearing super fast and whatever, just run to corpse fire first. Make sure he's not lightning enchanted. And then if he's not, you're good to go. You kill him and then you work your way backwards, right? So we'll go down to players 1 and go into the den.
I hear foul creatures about.
And now you can also see that our charged strike damage has really gone up. If you remember, we were, for a lot of it, like stuck at like 1 to 400. and now it's 1 to 1500. And remember, that's per charge bolt, and it releases 7 charge bolts. So Lightning Fury, good for the packs, but Charge Strike is really your single target killer. Which is also why on a mob like Baal or any of the bosses where they're kind of a larger model, you're going to be hitting them with all of it. It can just be super good. Because every one of those bolts will come in and just absolutely brutalize their face. But when you got the big packs like that, Lightning Fury and all the splits that it gets, it's kind of the super sweet stuff. 4 monsters remain. Where are the other 2? Did I miss 2 zombies right at the start there? I'm guessing I did. I'll double check up here, but probably right up in that little corner. How's the fam doing? Fam is good. Fam is good. Yep.
Perhaps
Easy.
now the sisters will trust me.
4 to telekinesis charges. It's fun. Another point for lightning strike, and just, I mean, that charge strike damage is just gonna get so nasty. Now this again is where you will start encountering immunes, right? Like hell is where the game really shifts, because now so many of these mobs are also lightning enchanted or whatever and will have immunities. And like I say, there's kind of a couple ways to deal with them. One, you let a mercenary or Valkyrie deal with them if you've kind of leveled that up. 2, you can cast lower resist and see if that changes it. You can see that did not shift her out of it. And 3, the best strategy, honestly, run away. Sometimes you just gotta accept running away is the way to go. Brave Sir Robin. Now, something else to note is just because a mob is lightning immune doesn't mean it's always really bad. And that's kind of a weird thing to say, but if you listen for a second. So the reason is it still is going to proc and bounce your Lightning Fury. So if I have half a group of lightning immunes and half a group of non-lightning immunes next to each other, the lightning immunes are still going to split all the Lightning Furies up. So they still count as the pack, and then they'll just murder all of the non-lightning immunes faster, right? So for that reason, they can be useful. But you do, of course, still have to be a little careful, right? Because you're not going to end up killing them, but it can make killing the non-lightning immunes just a faster experience there. I'm going to go ahead and swap over to my teleport staff. Split with Lightning Fury Strike and then go Plague for the... Yeah! Now that is, of course, another... Ouch. Strategy. Jeez. Is running...
I can't.
You know, Plague as well. So you could kind of lower your damage. Because that's one thing to note, right? This character has massive damage, right? Between Lightning Fury, Charge Strike, the damage is just huge. So if you wanted, you could have these two maxed. And then I could have maxed out Plague Javelin instead of Lightning Strike and put some points into Poison Jab or something. Or just do just Plague Jab and then have that. And then I'd have a lot of damage right there to deal so. So, like, you know, that all is kind of personal preference. Tree head. Looks like he spawned lightning enchanted, even though he's not lightning immune.
Strange looking tree.
I'm still just gonna ignore him. Oh no, okay. Let's see this. 15 to strength is nice, but that's literally all that has. I'd rather have the 20 dex and mana there.
Not here.
And we'll go to the Stony. Is lower cross farming included in farming the runes for infinity? Yeah, it's actually the fastest way to farm the runes for infinity if you want. I'm going to save Kane. Who is this big llama starting all this drama?
It's as if a great war were fought here. Deckard Cain, go to the rogues' camp without delay.
Not a lot to kill here that I care about, so we'll just kill a little bit, and we will go ahead and grab leg. And we'll put the leg away and go ahead and morph another one of these.
Greetings.
I knew this wasn't about Kane. Shh. He's fine. Kane is all saved and happy. He's fine. Now, Black Marsh, the Countess, is actually a solid place for this character to farm, as she is able to kill the Countess. The Countess is cold and fire immune, but not lightning. So, getting any lightning character there, whether it's a lightning sorceress, lightning trapsin, Javazon, these can all be decent characters for that. And then again, you can start looking for various runes that you may want for different pieces. I mean, it's hard to say, like, ouch, what else I really feel like I need on this character. You know, some characters it's like, ooh, I really want to get that duress or whatever. Javazon, I feel like this is a pretty solid setup for a while. Eventually, like, yeah, I'd like a COH, I'd like Infinity, I'd like some of these. Pull for Wisdom would be one. That would be potential for sure. You do lose some though, right, to get there.
What's that smell?
Because you lose that +1 all skills and stuff, but still be nice.
Impossible.
And remember, this is players 8 still right now, so whenever you're trying to think about the damage and everything, it's pretty crazy. We'll go ahead and put into Lightning Bolt. Just continue our damage this way. Yeah, Peace is just so nice. The +2 Amazon skills is just really good. Could also, of course, work into the Javazon Valkyrie whenever we want. Ignore the archers, and we'll keep going. So, that being said, a lot of runes could be nice for a mercenary. So, we could, you know, make a dress or something for a mercenary. We could make the bulwark for the mercenary. But we have the IO if we want to do that already. could, you know, if we get like a foul rune or co-rune, we can look at like obedience. We can look at hustle. So, dang, Ben. So there are options there and things to kind of look at. I'll drop to players 1. And tier F. She acting like a normal Countess, I guess. But that is kind of your Countess kill right there, right? It's pretty simple overall. Ooh, look at that ring. Daddy likey. 18 cold res and 29 light res. Hello. Almost 50 resistances on it. Plus low energy and life. I'm also going to keep this one, so we're just going to swap like that. 2 nice rings. Found pretty back to back. Yeah, that's great to have. Or Akara, not even like found. Akara gave us 2 nice rings back to back. Must be nice being a Blizz employee. It's great. It's great.
So, this is the site of Andariel's atrocities.
Now, one of the most annoying things about this character is having to go back and repair over and over again. But such is life. Just the way it goes sometimes, you know.
Is there a viable triple spec set build?
Triple spec is probably too much. Frost Arrow Boson? Oh, that's 100% viable. It's actually a really fun build. Yeah, the triple spec is just like a little bit too much, sadly. Because you just aren't going to have the points for it. Like, the closest thing that could potentially be it would be Nova, Frozen Orb, Hydra, something like that. Those are kind of your 3, like, least investing. And even that right there already is 120 points if you want to hit synergies. So many soul runes. Plus, you're not even getting masteries. I think masteries are the main reason, right? Like, if I'm going Frozen Orb, okay, I want some cold mastery at least, even if I'm not going to go for the Ice Bolt, which is fine. But I do want to have some of the cold mastery. And then, okay, now if I'm going for, you know, Hydra, I want some fire mastery, even if I'm not going for synergy. Now if I'm going for, you know, Nova, I do probably want the static synergy, but I also want... There's just too many things I want there. Because now I want lightning mastery and Then I also need a point for frozen armor. I need a point for telekinesis and teleport. And too many points all around. Can you farm Thunder Charms in lower difficulties? You cannot. You cannot. So your Thunder Charms must be farmed in your higher difficulties there. Rare ring. Small charm. There's another boss group right there. Killing it here. Orb, firewall, static. I mean, like, you will be triple spec in that, okay, I'm going to have frozen armor, I'm going to have static, I'm going to have things like that. But, like, I don't consider static being a skill that's a spec. Like, everybody has static. It's just a guaranteed. You're not going 20 points in static, though, you know. Jails are actually pretty sweet. A lot of bosses and a lot of non-lightning immune bosses. Yeah, so everybody is always triple spec on the sorceress because by the end game you're going to have 1 point in warmth. Ooh, 35% magic find. Nothing good there, really. 35 MF is pretty solid. Also, this is a really nice small charm with 7 fire res. So yes, you'll go warmth, frozen armor, static. Pretty much every build there. Nauseous Circlet is mid.
This place is eerie.
Your rune trivia is not in a separate video. What do you mean? Oh, yes. It is not. Yeah, that is just from the live stream. The separate video has been ported over here and will be uploaded soon. I actually have a few videos I'm gonna upload all of. Gonna do like an upload a day here for this week. Also, getting the Catacombs 2 waypoint, 1080p videos.
Next will be Dragon Den, including farming the room.
I have to try your fix still. I haven't done that yet, but I do have at least some of those. Like I've got like 40 videos or something that downloaded 1080p. Whittles, thank you. Yeah, we'll do a quick Dragon Den guided playthrough where you just have to farm all of the rooms. Not too bad at all, right? Yo, yo.
Moo. Moo.
Moo. Thanks, Joe. Ghouls are... There we go. Ah, he was lightning into. Alright. Andariel, I'll go ahead and go down to P1. I could probably kill her on a higher player count. And this is where you can always feel it out, right? You can, okay, the first time, see how it goes, and then after that we can increase the P count for her. Additionally, if I want, I can try and drag her into a mix of all these guys, and then I can throw at her and, you know, get a little extra damage. Or I can just chip away with my charge strike. as that's going to be extremely powerful.
I can't carry anymore.
And I mean, welcome to a sweet character, man. Continued destruction.
Hello.
Is where the Ryan through eggs reveal Karen's make confetti. Better way to break immunes. So the best way to break immunes that's real easy is just shop this. Just go to like Act 2 Nightmare. And shop that. Alright, let's see. So we got Atma's Whale, which is a cool item. Hit recovery, dexterity, magic find. Nice defense on it. Doesn't really matter much for us, but it's kind of a fun one. We got Venom Grips again, which have the crushing blow, but we're already blowing these bosses so much that it doesn't really matter. Oh, I could have put my magic find Amy on for Andariel. That would have been good. So like, yeah, you know, whatever. Put some gold away, do some repairs. Give yourselves a clap and welcome to Act 2. Enjoy. I'm just gonna stab this guy. Again, my charge strike damage is pretty solid, so it's not bad just going in and doing that. Kill some birds. Blast some more dudes down. Again, I mean, we're on P8 right now, so it's just like so easy to level here, which is really nice. We're already 73. Because we can. Because we just kill things. We can just run basically, I've basically been Players 8 this entire playthrough. No beetles and maggot. I'm sure that we'll get the beetles and the maggot, and what you do is you just avoid them. That's it. You see a beetle, you turn around and teleport over. Gotta be careful the conviction aura there. And again, even though he is immune, we can still kill all of his minions and get all that experience. Skipping the rare Scepter, yeah. But yeah, lower res one is going to be kind of your good breaker, and then again, whenever you play an elemental character like this, you get the added benefit of like all that speed and everything, but you have to remember that you're going to be slower. That's just, or not slower, you're going to be faster, but you're not going to be able to kill everything. So you just have to remember that. Okay, here's, you know, I'm going to go down to Players 1. There's a bunch of beetles out here. I'm not killing beetles, right? I do lightning damage. Beetles don't care about lightning damage. So I'm leaving all the beetles alone. If I want to try and kill some maggots, I can, but beetles are no-go. Oh, more lightning immunes. What do we say to lightning immunes? Bye. Bye, Felicia. Shower. Nice.
Moo.
fight
Dropping by
the
to use the
zombies.
Prime sub.
We can fight the marauders. Thank you very much, JCB Money. It's a great reason to stop in for a second. I appreciate it. So, nice and easy, you know? Check out the Demon Hide Sash. Maybe it's like high life or res. 1 to strength. No thanks. I'll stick P1 for the snakes. And we'll go repair. Best worst act. You know, like, as a kid, you hate Act 2 and 3 and everything. And they still probably are a little worse than some of the others, but I'll definitely say my appreciation for those acts has grown over time. Like, I used to, you know, really dislike them more, and the more that I've played it and run it and learned it, the more that I've grown to really appreciate them and enjoy them, so. Hard to say.
Moo. Less than 3 llama.
Thank you, Persody. Lightning enchanted. And cursed. Is it a wraparound? No, it's right here. Cool. Nice and easy.
Good day.
And let's go. Wait, where's the maggot lair? Or the far oasis? Over there. Okay. Act 4, man, I wish it had more. I really do.
I can't.
It's such, like, the Chaos Sanctuary is probably my favorite area in Diablo 2. It's just such a cool, like that's, if I were to summon Diablo to fight, that's how I expect it. I expect that I would get to fight there and go through a fight against like some of the hardest mobs in the game. Oh boy. And we've got Might Aura Beetles, which is not fun. And again, we are just going to be players 1 and teleporting through. This is where the teleport staff really comes in handy. If you don't want to, Again, you don't have to, but you're going to need a strong mercenary, a strong Valkyrie. You're going to have to be patient. You technically can break the immunity on the beetles, but
I can't.
you're not really going to do damage that you need. Alright, we'll toss the stealth. Why not?
Hello.
To repair, let's go to Arcane. Pretty smooth act 2 so far. Do I ever feel bad for Cold Worm? Just kind of stuck in the sand in the bottom of it. You know, I mean, I like to think that he really enjoys it down there. Sometimes, you know, you got creatures that live at the bottom of the ocean, and sure, they don't get to see the sun, but do they really want to see the sun? Or are they happy existing down there? I like to think he's happy. Just like Chad is happy when they don't see the sun ever either, you know? Are you really that much different? You gotta ask yourself that question. No more ultra mega power hardcore playthroughs. I mean, we can have more of them in the future, I'm sure. Now, Arcane is also a pretty sweet spot for this character, as you're not going to have lightning immunes with the exception of the Spire. Oh, slow missile works on those. That's kind of fun. So this is actually a decent place for it. I'm still on players 1 here, just because the Arcane Sanctuary, we could run players 8 in the Arcane. Remember, like, there's not lightning immunes in here, so you totally can. I'm sticking P1 because it is still kind of narrow and stuff. It can be a little scary, but, you know, like, players 8 for these chests. Thulrune, Grand Charm.
I am overburdened. Good day.
So we got 2 to 3 fire damage. So we can do like a player's 8 route. Let's take this way, P8. We'll see how it goes. And I'm gonna go ahead and swap and put my lower res wand on as well, just to help out. So it's a little bit more taxing. Again, the biggest thing I dislike is there's not a lot of like room to run and escape to if you do feel like you're kind of in a tricky spot. But it does work. So that one's kind of up to you. I'm gonna go down to P1. And we'll continue. Your mercenary's dead body just leveled up. Love it. Generally for player's aid, I just like being in a slightly more open space for this character where she can run around a little bit more. Okay, not up here. Poison length reduction, 22 to life, neither of which are better than what we got.
It is an honor to
Prepare and continue forward. Those are my gear pieces. Put the telly staff back on. We don't really need lower res in here unless we run into something lightning enchanted that's too annoying. Third way? Third way. Double down arrows. Like out here, player's 8 would make more sense, you know, if I wanted to run it. We could try inside the tombs, but if we ran into beetles, then that's horrible. So there's a couple of things. One, if there are beetles in your tomb, and obviously we're lightning, and so that would be pretty annoying, and you don't really want to fight them, you can always just reset. You have that waypoint, and it'll re-roll the mobs that you get in there, and like we talked about before, you know, about like half the time you'll get beetles. So that could be a nice, easy way to do that. Pretty smooth tomb right there. Kind of wish I had that in a speedrun. And then for Andariel as well, we can always go back and get some thawing potions. Also might as well repair while we're here.
Good day.
And we'll just chug some thawing. We have 2 minutes of that. For players 1. Lower resist. And Andariel should be a walk in the park. Simple. I do miss bugged shockwave.
This is not good.
Beetles can be on the outside too. It's true. Though on the outside, it's not as big a deal. You can kind of avoid them easier, right? 20 to fire res. 6 energy. Not really enough for anything. We'll drop it. Just like that. Give yourselves the clap, everybody. We are done with Act 2. And now comes Act 3. Now this, we're going to stay on players 1. This is going to be probably the hardest act for this character. There are a lot of lightning immunes in the Spider Forest and in the like Flare Jungle and Great Marsh and everything. Right? You can see lightning immune, lightning immune, lightning immune, lightning immune. This is like the tough area. So again, we've gone over our options before. We can go over them again. What can you do? 1, you can really slow play it and let your Valkyrie kind of handle it. Really slow, or mercenary. 2, you can spec over and have some dual spec where like you run Plague Javelin as well. You give up some of the lightning damage. It's really like not that big of a deal because we just do so much damage. And 3, you can just run past it all. I will choose option 3. But the other options, totally viable. Now, one of the tough parts of this character is that she has terrible casting frames. Just absolutely atrocious. And you don't really get any FCR anyways, especially since we've worked off of stealth. Looks like we have Flare Jungle. That's nice. Unfortunately, we have more lightning immunes in the Flare Jungle. We'll come back to that. We'll do the Spider Cavern. And then we'll figure out how we're going to deal with that. Why no TTS? What do you mean? Is TTS broken again? Did his Stream Elements just like completely busted? Activity feed. Like it doesn't even show it.
Acts from best to worst, 2, 5, 3, 1, 4.
Oh, yesterday. No, yesterday was $1. Yeah, bits have not been functioning at all. Also, the total sub count's been busted. Like, a lot of things have been broken here.
What would this bring from the right buyer?
Pretty good damage for spiders there. Huh. Let me... Okay. We'll reach out to support for that, because that is very weird. Alright, so let's go to the flare.
Impossible.
Where again, unfortunately, we rolled a bunch of the lightning immunes, which is kind of tough. There's some cold immunes from the shooters. Grab a waypoint as a checkpoint. The shooters are not light immune, and then the flares are not light immune. The soul killers are, but the flares are not. So if you spawn flares, shooters, and like frogs, you're fine. But soul killers and birds are going to be lightning immune and can be a little tough. So
I can't.
Boy. So it's a little nasty. So like with this case, there's definitely, you know, potential thought of just resetting the mobs to get not these soul killers out here. Because they can be pretty rough. We'll go back. We'll repair. I mean, I've got nothing beyond all the video stuff. I guess the last thing is change your frame rate cap to 120 and see if that helps. Let me know if that improves it. Yeah, so that was a pretty rough flare. Thankfully, we're able to get through it, but that's definitely one where, you know, if you don't feel as comfortable, like I say, just reset your flare jungle a couple times so you don't have soul killers. Birds aren't too bad, so you can have like birds and flares and the shooters, and then you're good, right? Like. Sure. To reset, you just leave and rejoin the game. Yes. That is correct. Don't need to worry as much here. Do be careful with dolls that can spawn down here. They can be a little nasty. And we got the brain. Nice and easy. Let's go to the bazaar. Again, a lot of lightning immunes here, so just be aware of that. Heavy gloves. Nothing. Make the whole thing look easy. It will be more difficult than I'm making it look, but again, hopefully this gives you the idea at least, and then, you know, slow playing it through a little bit more and having your Vault kill stuff or a mercenary kill stuff, whatever, like, that's all good, you know, like, you don't have to do everything exactly how I do it. I do a lot of things this way because I've played this game a lot, and so I feel comfortable skipping past it all, you know. But a lot of people won't, like dancing that much with your telly staff and stuff. And that's fine. We'll grab Lamesson's Tome. Another point in lightning bolt, level 75. Wow. And let's... I want to find the waypoint really fast. I don't need it exactly, but... guess not. Okay. Let's go to maybe down here. There. Your YouTube channel screen is not changing? Dude, everything's just broken today. Okay, hopefully that does it.
Good day.
5% MF, 2 to mana. Probably an okay amount disco before she gets tired of it. And we'll go ahead and drink that and do this and just get more life overall. Let's go. Time for the sewers. Now, the sewers is generally best to run counterclockwise. Excuse me. Clockwise is actually better. But we're going to run it up and then turn around. I mixed up my directions. But if you don't really know what you're looking for, it doesn't super matter, so. But generally you run clockwise. If you hit the chest, then you turn around and go counterclockwise. The super chest, gold chest. Not super chest, gold, the gold chest. So there's the chest. So this to me tells me that it is down near my town portal most likely, though of course it could be like a center map weirder, you know, weird one, whatever. So nothing's guaranteed, but. Thanks, Omic. So if we would have run clockwise, it is not going to be right here, but it might be just off of this. Again, if it's not in some weird down the center, but here it is. Okay.
Yes.
And upper crust. Let's go to the Travancore. Again, I'll just stick on players 1 for Trav. No reason to get too crazy. And plenty of light immune. So just again, Act 3, this is like her downfall spot, kind of. If you're going to struggle with this character, it's probably going to be Act 3 of Hell. If not like the Maggot Lair or something, right? So just know this is where most people have their issues as well with her. Out of space. Now there will be plenty of lightning immunes there, so I'm just going to get done what I can get done. Take it back, morph it.
Greetings.
Go here. Get some health pots, get the curse off. And we'll whack, whack. Put our jabs on. And again, I'm just going to kind of avoid there. Now remember, if you did want to kind of be like playing more dual spec in a way, instead of these synergies, you could be going into Plague Javelin, and then you could be running Poison and Light, or you could be going into Valkyrie and just maxing Valkyrie and then putting points in Decoy or whatever to increase her life. That is viable as well. So both of those are solid ways that you can do it, right? Now we're at Mephisto in Hell. And again, like we talked about, Mephisto and Andariel are kind of the gods of finding a majority of items. So, getting these waypoints can be really nice. And this is a boss killer right here. So this class just murders bosses. And if you can get a really nice map, now it's really hard to like produce that and find that. But if you could get a map where you have the waypoint and then it comes out and then like one turn up left, you have the Durance of Hate level 3. Then that could be super, super nice. And you can just do like really fast farming on Mephisto. So, you know. I guess we got that, huh? You can swap over, lower resist Mephisto. And I mean, we can take Mephisto down really fast, right? And this is where you can farm that Shaco. This is where you can farm that Viper Magi. This is where you can farm all sorts of like sweet items very easily. So definitely recommended to you know, do that. I mean, because we have the map, I'll do like a couple runs just for the fun of it.
I can't.
Trying to avoid getting cursed.
My brothers have escaped you.
Cannot be frozen. Yeah, so that's also a good point. Like shifting into items. For instance, I have this 35% Magic Find Amulet. So now I put that on. I've got 35 plus 25 is 60, 71% just from there. And then I don't really have Topaz, but if I had some perfect Topaz, I could put like 3 in a helm or 4 in an armor. You know, you can kind of like get some Magic Find on your own pretty easily from just that. So that is always a consideration as well. And even just getting up to, you know, 150 or something is really nice.
My brothers have escaped you.
Now, shopping Magic Find at vendors is also a really easy thing to do. So, my favorite place is Elzix. So we go down to Elzix. And this is where you can literally just look for Magic Find on gloves, boots. I don't think Magic Find exists on belts outside of like gold wrap and stuff, so you don't need to check those. But, you know, I'm looking anyways just to see if there's like some sweet belt. Hey, 20 IS with 5 cold wrist, slightly better. So you can farm here and just see what you can hit. Can also look at helms for socketed stuff. Like, honestly, wow, 3 to Javin spear skills. Yeah, I think I'll grab it. That's pretty sweet. Whew. It's a pretty big damage boost. I think I'll take that over 20 IAS. No, I have Rattle Cage.
What you need?
Not Tarashes. But yeah, so like literally just coming here and shopping this. Nightmare is kind of where I prefer doing the shopping, but this is offline, yes. Repair. And yeah, so you're going there and you can pick up a little bit of Magic Find gear, 30% Magic Find boots and gloves and whatever. And just add some more Magic Find that you can put on for the fight. And lower resist. Powerful. Matriarchal Spear.
I can't.
It's funny. Unfortunately, not really anything I care about. I don't want to go 142 dex, 114 strength just for one more Javin Spear skill. And then, like, the added physical doesn't really do much. I'd get 36 requirements, which is fine, but, you know, not quite worth it. But it is interesting nonetheless, and it is a very, you know, quick showcase of, like, finding a cool item, right? Yeah, I'd also need to find other sources of Canopy Frozen and everything.
I can't carry anymore.
Yeah, we'll grab the War Javelins. So, anyways. We can do this over and over and get a few hundred runs in pretty quickly. Black Oak Luna's pretty cool. This is actually a pretty sweet shield with the 93 to life and then absorbs 46 cold damage, 37 dex. Has nice blocking for it. 50% faster block rate. Like, it's actually a nice one to take for trying to just like go for that, right? But yeah, farm as much as you want. Farm your Titans, farm your Shaco, farm your whatever. If you don't have that map and you want to get that map, like I say, it'll take a little bit of time, but you can reset by just save quitting and then joining back in. And do that while switching difficulties. So if you switch difficulties, it will now take it and you'll be good to go. Sure we can. Yeah. So that is an easy way to do that. Is just switch difficulties and switch back to hell. You'll have a new set of maps. And you can keep re-rolling it until you get a sweet map that's really close. And then you can just go ham. Then you just have a nice time.
Not enough mana.
We don't really need to kill more, but sometimes it's fun to just do so anyways.
I need mana.
Hopefully there's no souls out here. Let's see what we get. I do have 32 light res, which is nice. I have negative 24 fire res, which is a little unfortunate. I do have slightly slower, faster runwalk boots that have 32 fire res on them, so I may pop those on just so I can increase my fire res and get it into the positives at least. Let's go ahead and find Mr. Isual. This is a softcore run, but I don't think I've died yet, so like a hardcore. Swap back there. I mean, I haven't been trying to play that safe, but she's just a really strong character. She just does really well, and we've been kind of, you know, power leveling really hard, and I think that's been the biggest thing is I've just made sure that I'm kind of really leveled. I've just been running players 8 for a majority of the run, so that's made it just a lot easier to kind of murder everything. Okay, where's our waypoint at? It's always annoying when it's right there at the start. You just needed to like run the one hair further. Okay. Now we will throw it visual and group. And I mean, that's kind of silly, right? Hey, a 4-socket man catcher if we wanted to get a mercenary and give him insight. He will just die. Like, I want it to be noted. He's going to die. We'll grab a holy freeze. Oh no, it's spear. You can't make insight. Ugh, you can make infinity but not insight. Alright, well,
I'll put that to good use.
I'm just gonna give you this
I'll put that to
anyways,
good
just to have. Let's go ahead and repair while we're here. So maybe on PoE 2, I like it. Two more points. Two more points. City of the Darned into the river of Falame. Down he goes. Right, he tried his best. That's all that matters. Yeah, I don't have any points in Valk. I'm just running the Valk from my piece. I do think running points in Valk is also a decent idea. A lot of times when I play this character, instead of, you know, maxing all here and whatever, I will start putting points in the Valkyrie just so I can summon my own Valkyrie because she just does really nice. But a level 15 Valkyrie is also just really good, so. And she's not like if you have a maxed out Valk with plus skills and some other stuff, like she'll pretty much survive everything. A level 15 Valkyrie still dies a lot more. But once you get her really tanked up, she can handle some dudes for certain. Okay. Let's do the chaos. Now, of course, in the chaos, the big issue for us is going to be these storm callers. So that's going to be the thing we'll have to figure out how to kill. Everybody else is totally fine. So we can run lower resist. And I believe that does break them. And it still will take a little bit to kill them all, but it does break them at least. And make it possible to kill them. So we will have to kind of deal with that, which is why we're also going to head over here just to check if we have too much immunity. So if he is lightning, enchanted, and magic resistant, and whatever, you know, then we're not going to be able to, like, fight him. Also, it looks like we do have a lightning immune here. Another one. Jeez. Gross. We'll go ahead and get rid of this aura. That's pretty awful. And he is breakable, so that's good news.
Not enough mana.
So we don't have to worry. If he wasn't breakable, let's say again that he spawned with, you know, like all lightning, whatever, I could still probably kill him because I can break the other guys around him, and then it's just me and him, and I can slowly chip away at him with my Valkyrie or, you know, mercenary or whatever. Or I can just reset, right? Like, those are kind of the two options there for handling. So we want to bring him in to have him join up in the middle of those guys.
I need mana.
And there we go.
I am overburdened.
Oopsies. So nice and easy there. We've got more Stormcasters here. I will head up to Desace in a second. We'll go ahead and come down here. And we'll go for lower resist. And one thing to remember is you can kind of long throw these if you want. And until you get the actual guy, he won't really aggro. So you can kind of just like slowly trickle them in and stuff if you want. However, I feel pretty good with just launching at all of them. We have a lot of damage here, so I don't mind going in and fighting them. But it is something you can kind of like clean it up a little bit more and then stand far away and launch it, and they'll just kind of like go back and forth of trying to come fight you. And it's not too bad. Now, this is a lightning enchanted guy right here, so I'm actually going to just drag these guys away from Desace. I could also keep them next to Desace again, as it is just going to be more procs, but that is a lot of like damage coming in essentially that I don't love. So I'm just gonna try and get them out of that range. Oh my god, she has such bad frames. And then we can teleport up here. Now we can kind of have a little bit cleaner of an area to fight. Then we'll spawn them. And one to passive and magic. Nice and easy. Greetings from Germany. Hello. This is on players one.
What do you need?
I will go ahead and change out my boots, even though it's a little late, just to get the fire res. We'll lower resist Diablo. Get out of the way of the fire, and we will kill him very quickly. And that's Act 4. Not too shabby at all. Whoa, look at the res on that. 71% resistances and PLR. If only that had faster run walk on it. Because, I mean, it's a little slow.
Hail to you, champion.
Unfortunate. Otherwise, I liked it a lot. Yeah, plus had some magic find. They were sweet boots. Okay, let's get our fast run walk and let's go to Act 5. Those would be boots you could definitely put there just for like tanking for a fight. Yeah, like.
The siege must be stopped.
Go ahead and swap on our telly staff. Again, we got some lightning immunes. Don't really care. We're just gonna move forward. Bloody Foothills can also spawn some really nasty mobs. You can get like fire archers, plus the quill rats, plus the javelin throwers, and it can just be deadly. So this can be a place to actually reset this map. Telestaff we shopped in Act 3 normal. The best place to shop it is Act 2 Nightmare, if you don't mind getting it later. That's like a pretty decent spot. But Act 3 Normal Ormus is the earliest place. I know, T-Wolf. I remember my 1.0 fight with Diablo as well. Go-kart, thank you. Launch a couple doodads up at Mr. Shank. And again, if you're looking to level, players 8 on Eldritch and farming this a few times can be a great place to pick up some levels. So this can be a nice and easy. You just do that. You go back, rinse and repeat. Super nice. So just I'll go down to P1 again, but just a reminder, that is the easiest place to farm levels. Like pretty much every character, just about. Warcraft 3 is getting a balance patch? Is it? Ooh. Any more nudes in the D2R update expansion? No. I'm still waiting for a leak, man. One-tenth of the level on a run. Yeah, I mean, we're level 75, almost, 76 now. So I could gain another level in like 2-3 minutes just doing that easily. Which at level 76, that's pretty sweet. Yeah, Eldritch is just easy farm. Easy farm. You wait for D5. I'm not holding my breath on D5, honestly. I wait for Llama RPG. Which, maybe we should do some Llama RPG dev work today. Did I play Dota 2 as well? I've got like 3,000 hours in Dota 2 maybe. Something like that. You can farm 87 to 88 easy on Eldritch. I don't know if I've ever gone that high on Eldritch, but at that point I'm doing some Baal runs eventually. But yeah, I mean, it's so easy. You definitely can just kind of set it and roll. Whoa! Oh, my first death. I was too lax about it. Rip the hardcore dream. That was a nice crit. Also, if I am playing hardcore, I have a Valkyrie of my own. To help with all that, right? And like then I can place decoys and Valkyrie and whatever. Might die again. Jesus. That was nasty. Yeah, her animations are so bad for this. Act 5 is very scary, for sure. Mm-hmm. 33 to life on a large charm. That's what we're talking about, baby. Gorgeous. Weird seeing you frozen with Rymon. Yeah, it's because whenever you're on your swap, if you get hit with it, so it can be kind of rough. It's all good. We got past it. 5 to 7 business days to TP. You ain't lying, though. You ain't lying.
Impossible.
So Maddock will actually be an interesting situation to consider because he's going to be lightning immune no matter what. Now I can break it,
Impossible.
but will I be able to still do any damage to him while he's broken, or is it just going to be, you know,
Impossible.
still near impossible, right? Another point there. Now, we could always bug them and use a fire mercenary. So, I can show that, but I won't actually do it. But I will show it at least. Oh, God.
I can't.
Because it feels like that's too easy. But I do want to give players the guide availability for it. Okay, kind of an ugly map. Sadly.
Impossible.
There it is. Okay. So, for Ancients, a few things. Number one,
The ancients.
dropping some potions on the ground can be really beneficial. Can move these things over, make sure we have like all the potions we want.
Good afternoon.
You can also put some in your cube if you would like, but kind of either way generally works. Right. So this is just a way to have extra potions. Remember, they will disappear after 10 minutes. So do be careful there. Number two, if you want to bug them, what you can do is you can come here, you can come over here, and whenever Korlik starts to leap on you, oops, you can set a TP. So I come here, and I set a TP. And I come here. He didn't leap on me that time. I come here, and now he's on my Valkyrie. Doesn't work as well with the Valkyrie. So if he doesn't leap, that's fine. Make sure you don't run out of TPs. He doesn't want to leap today, I guess. Okay. And what this does is this will build an invisible wall of frozen Korliks, essentially. That's a really tough spot. He doesn't like to leap there generally. Perfect. Okay. Oh, it's almost done. Just that one spot. Okay, perfect. So what this does is it builds an invisible wall of Korliks. You'll see my character cannot pass through it from either side. Then what you can do is you can get them, you can spawn and make sure that like they have the mods that you want. You can come over here. And then you can come down here. And they will nice and neatly stack up on this invisible wall. At which point you can launch into them, you know, your javelins. You can get a fire, you know, you get your fire mercenary and you bring them in. And you just stand right here and let your fire mercenary break him down. Nice and easy, cheesy, breezy, right? So that is one of the ways that you can cheese him there. I don't have enough gold. All right, let me go sell a couple things for gold. Gems, 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 runes, 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 runes. Sure.
Afternoon.
That'll work. My mercenary is probably just going to die instantly. But why teach how to break the game? Because for some people, they want to do that. Now, if you don't want to do that way, one of the things that you can do, let me go and get a Valkyrie spawned. Since I don't have a Valkyrie, let me... try and spawn one. Come on.
I cannot carry anymore.
Come on, where's the Valkyrie at? Ah, here we go. This will be great. Perfect. Yep. You can't use TP if you do that. No, you have to get your mercenary prior to that, and then you do it. So you can like set it and then do that and whatever.
How may I be of help?
Okay.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I've got Valkyrie on strike. We'll repair. We're good. So one of the other ways, right, that you can deal with this rather than this cheese and whatever, if you don't want to do that, is just by separating them out. So for instance, here, Spectral, right?
Thanks.
I'm literally just going to do this. And now we have Maddock separated. And hopefully he didn't go too far that way. And so now me, my mercenary, and Valkyrie are all going to get the chance to fight him on our own instead of having to worry about dealing with Korlik and Talik and all of this, right? So this is honestly just a really good way. He does have Spectral Hit, which does give him 15 additional all-res, so a lot of times if I didn't get this break like this, I would... if I like didn't think I could separate him or whatever, I would make sure that he doesn't roll with Spectral Hit. I also didn't even check if the other guys are lightning immune or not. So, you know, this may not even be right overall. But this is at least showing you another way to deal with Maddock. So either way, I'm kind of fine with it because... you know, we're getting to showcase this. So yeah, the 3-on-1 can be really nice. Maybe we can get another Valkyrie to spawn. No big deal. And our mercenary actually is doing a decent amount of the damage here as well because we did give him that crushing blow from the rattle cage. So now we can go here and fight again. And he did spawn. Unfortunately there. curse spectral hit, which isn't great, but thankfully it's only spectral hit, not lightning enchanted. I can break it. And this is the second cheese. If you stand in this exact spot, Talik will not whirlwind on you if he's directly like coming at you, because he would whirlwind off the cliff. So this is the second way that you can kind of deal with that. And then Corlic is just Corlic. You can just kind of man up straight on him. Hope that he's not like extra strong and whatever. And curse, cold enchanted. All right, he is going to be cursed as well. So he'll do some damage. We'll have to be careful of his cold enchant explosion at the end. But otherwise, not a big deal. And there's your ancients. Pretty simple, I would say, right? Kind of a few different methods. The biggest thing really is if you're able to separate them off. Now, if Talik didn't roll, you know, spectral hit and lightning immune, he'd be dead even faster. We could run around with Talik and Corlic and just throw a few of our jabs at them, and we would have also been able to kill them super easily. That way, right? Just like do some low res, do that, and then eventually just fight Maddock one-on-one at the end. So that's another way that you can do that, right? I used lower resist from this one to break his immunity. But never be afraid to just keep resetting those dudes if you need until you get them with the right affixes. If they spawn and it's like extra fast, fanaticism, cursed, extra strong, lightning enchanted, just open a town portal and try again. Like, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Potions, but not a big deal. Also, I am short on money, so this can also be a great place to just like grab rusted armors and some random things like that. A majority of items in Act 5 Hell that are like elite items and stuff will all just sell for that max 35,000 gold. So you can very easily pick up any of those armors, any of the wands or scepters or what, you know, staves, and you know, lots of gems. It's pretty simple to get hundreds of thousands of gold in a minute or less. Now, we of course will be grabbing the waypoint, as if we roll souls in the throne, we're probably just resetting. So we'll go ahead and do that now. And we'll go to level 3. We'll also go ahead and heal and repair. Heal, repair, sell. So we sell there. I don't even have to identify it. It's still 35 grand either way. And that's an easy 64 grand from, you know, a couple items. So you guys thought the baneling's not dropping anything even when killed a stupid? They not only don't drop anything with that, they also give 0 experience and everything. They just are complete duds of monsters. They're the biggest waste of a mob type in the game, because they give you literally nothing. Just annoyance. There is Act 6 ready, but it's coming to Path of Exile 2. Bro, why you gotta play with me? Alright, so we got souls, which we said we don't love. We'll kind of see what the extent of our souls are. If it's just like 1 or 2 souls in here, then we potentially are fine. Maybe there's 0 souls in here. If there's a whole boss pack, seeming less likely. But looking good thus far. Alright, we got no souls in there. So that's nice. We do have souls in the throne. We do have to be a little careful, but Hustle would be a good armor for Nightmare Fury, yes. Another 35 grand. Easy. Wave 3. Now Bartik we can break his immunity there, so that's nice. But he is still going to be a tiny bit long. What's that? And the Valkyrie or Decoy can both just be really nice to get the aggro clumped together, right? You can cast it, all the stuff will clump going towards your Valk, and then you can murder it from there. So that can be a really nice benefit. Another bow. So many bows. And buckle up for your Baal fight. Because it's gonna be pretty quick, honestly. Definitely the longest of all the boss fights. But still pretty quick. Oh no! Did I set a portal? Okay, yeah. They all hit at once. It is hardcore, yes. Got tentakilled, man. And just like that, I just realized I never swapped off my magic find. That'd be so funny if I found like a Shaco or something because I like ran all this extra magic find. That'd be so funny. Because I think in the last guided playthrough that I did this character, I found a Shaco, if I'm not mistaken. So it's like, that'd be wild, you know. Anyways. That's it, man. Give yourselves the clap, everybody. That is the Hell Amazon. So we had enough stats pretty much to wear our gear. The rest into Vitality. Max, then started maxing out synergies here. I didn't go for the Valk. You can go for the Valk if you want. I didn't do it. And then just 5 points in Pierce, 1 point in the rest right there. Dodge, Avoid, Evade are good now. And yeah, and then gear-wise, we never actually upgraded our javelins. It's pretty funny because you can just run through with like white javelins. And you're totally fine. But +1 to Jav and Spear skills worked enough. If I found better, I would just get better. Lore Helm. This is, you know, the best helm that we're going to have really right here. Again, there could be Wisdom. If I dropped a Shaco or a Valkwing or something, that'd be nice. But, like, we'll use Lore. I just kept this on. Why not? But I had another one with like Fire Res and Dexterity and Mana. Rhyme Shield. Peace. So Rhyme gives the all res, can't be frozen. Peace gives the +2 to skills. We shopped some 3 to Jav and Spear skills. Didn't get, you know, we have this and we have 20 IAS, so we can kind of bounce back and forth depending on what we want. Light res there. Tal's Belt. Dex, Mana, little magic find. Nice ring with dual res, cold and light. And then 40 fast run walk. Then charms, life, res, cold, poison, and fire res. So that's it. I guess the only thing left is to Shaco! Wow! 2 to all skills. Yeah, like I talked about, you know, farming your Shaco, man. Farming your Shaco. Just how we drew it up. And this is why you have a little magic find. Right? Like this is why you do it. There's the Toad's fail flame. Nothing really on there. Because hey, maybe you just drop a Shaco. And now we have even more magic find. We get 50% magic find here. We can go socket quest the Shaco because, I mean, what else are you going to do, you know? And then you can put a perfect topaz in it or something. I don't have one I don't really have anything to put in there right now, but that would be something you could put in. We ended up level 77.5. That's pretty insane. Yeah, we've got a 15 IAS jewel somewhere. There it is. We could put that in there if we wanted. Go cows. All right, we can go to the cows.
Oh, hi there.
That's pretty funny. How long did this run take, more or less? About like 6 hours. Pretty fast, pretty moving. Remember, there's a couple good tips for it. Number 1, just group them all together. Number 2, lower resist. and then you just get to kind of watch them melt. Soul Rune. Honestly, that 15 IS jewel in the helm would actually probably be pretty nice. Yes, and one of the tips that you can do is you spawn everything on players 8. Then you go to town. Or you spawn everything on players 1, excuse me. Go to town, change to players 8. And then come back. And all of the cows will actually have players 8 drops. So that's another little cheese bug that you can do. So you can see I just run through, spawn everything. That's so funny. We found Shaco. Another cheese. Also, you know, when you're on players 1, don't pop any of the chests. You'll want to do those on players 8 too. So this is a really nice way, especially when you're kind of like early on, like my character is, right? I don't have a ton of stuff. I've got my Shaco now, which is nice, but I'm not like super stacked. So you do that. You go players 8. You don't even have to really like go to town, but you can. But the idea is just that you like get away from the mobs for a little bit on P8, and then you go back in, and now you gather and kill all, and all of the mobs will now drop as if they were players 8. You can also do this with all of the bosses too, so it can be nice to do for Mephisto or whoever here. But just a nice way to increase all your drops. Cedar Bow again. The Cuckoo Shikaku is following us, man. We were meant to be a boson. It's a lot of zapped beef, that it is. That it is. Some more cows together. Port Rune. And remember, this is also the best place, basically, for finding high runes. It is very, very good. I found it was the best place. Outside of like LK runs for burr runes, obviously, and below. But like if you want to get Jaws and Zods and Shams as well and whatever. So just a very nice area. And this is where you'll kind of want to live. Like this right here, now that you're kind of endgame, this is your ideal. You come in here, you open the cows, you farm some cows, you move on to the next, rinse and repeat. Like, do a bunch of cows over and over. We have found a lot of soul runes today. And just keep looking for plus to skill stuff. That'll be kind of your main go-to. But you'll be able to find lots of runes. You'll be able to find some nice items here and there. You'll find plenty of gems and jewels and ammies and rings and all sorts of stuff like that. Yeah, you know, just a lot of goods. Is that a Shaco? It is. Again, like I said, I believe the last time I did this guided playthrough, on LOD, I found a Shaco. Or maybe it was something. I found a Shaco on another Javazon somewhere. Jobber will drop at cows. Nice, 7 light risks.
Good to see you.
So if you go do a couple hundred runs of this, you will find a lot of good stuff. That is a promise. Anyways, there you go.
Greetings.
I found a Shaco from a random mob last time. Yeah.
Greetings.
It's pretty nice. Pretty nice. So that is your Javazon through hell. I hope that you guys enjoyed this matriarch slurpee. Slurping up all of the mobs. Does this beat the assassin? Nothing beats Mosaic Assassin. But this is the second best. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next guided playthrough. I hope you enjoyed this one. Don't forget to like and subscribe, YouTube. Peace.